Hello, and welcome back to Mountain Murders Offbeat. I'm Heather.
And I'm Dylan.
We've decided to change the podcast a little bit.
This is Mountain Murders' edition of Fresh Air.
We were told that we say fuck too much.
Oh my, you just said it. Whoa.
And that true crime and comedy don't mix. So we've decided to do the show just super straight today.
And you know what? When people pointed out that we're doing true crime stories and that people get killed in them, it was a complete surprise to us.
How you doing today?
I'm doing well, Heather. How are you?
Good. I really enjoyed some green beans today.
Oh, wow. Were they salted or unsalted?
They were unsalted.
Man, fuck this shit. We don't ride like that shit. You want me to get the beer out and tell y'all the difference?
Hey, y'all. Welcome back to Mountain Murders. I'm motherfucking Heather.
And I'm up in this bitch. I'm Dylan.
Oh, I thought you were just saying you're up in this bitch. Like we were just supposed to call you bitch the whole time.
You can?
Well, I actually want to just call you fancy.
Oh, God. Do I have a dress?
Yes.
Is this my last chance to save the family by whoring myself out?
Yes.
Wow, that's such a sweet song.
It's a great song.
But you know, Fancy did whatever she had to do.
But she didn't let me down. And you're not going to let me down either, Dylan.
Okay.
Don't let me down, bro.
Yeah. That's a sad. And then her mama passed away.
In the
she's-
song?
Yeah, didn't she?
Yeah, from like whooping cough or something?
What
No,
the
I don't
fuck?
know.
The bitch had tuberculosis.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like to make up shit
Okay.
in my head.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Man, we're having a great week.
Here we are in the middle of the week.
It's a great week. It's been beautiful, sunny. We're into summer. I'm loving it.
Yes, I'd say we're my God, we're knee deep in summer. Is that okay to say?
Knee deep in it?
Yeah, does that offend spring if I say it like that?
I don't know. I'm balls deep in summer.
Balls deep.
I am balls deep
Thank
in
you.
the summer.
Thank my wife. That's what I was looking for. That was the
Yep.
turn of phrase.
Yep.
Okay, here we are, balls deep in summer.
They're not going to be sunburned because they're all the way up there. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
All right.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, I would hate to get sunburned.
Well, I'm excited. You've been doing nothing but working, which of course makes me excited because that just means I get your money.
And you don't have to see me.
And I don't have to see you. No, I miss you. But I'm going to go camping later this week.
Yeah, I know.
Actually, I'm leaving soon. So I'm excited about that. It'll be really fun.
Yeah, you and your son going to go camping by yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope you have fun. And
Well, don't tell my stalkers that.
it's kind of messed up.
Be trying to get at me.
You're going to leave me here working. You're going to go have fun.
You won't even notice I'm gone.
That's because I has to be asleep.
No, I'm like, because when you work, you're like asleep or you're at work.
Ah,
So you
well.
won't even notice me.
I only work 19 hours today.
Only 19?
Yep. All right, so
Wow, I can tell you're very energetic. All right, so this is our Offbeat episode for this week, and we have decided to revisit one of our favorite standby subjects, if you will, listener tales, listener stories.
oh yes, are you going to tell the listeners the part where I said all we're missing is like a big mixed breed dog from the pound, and we can be an investigative team like the gang?
Well, yeah, I had no idea what you were talking about when you said that. It like caught me off guard, so I was just like, yeah, okay, cool.
And I was like, Scooby Doo, bitch. Keep
Well, I mean,
up.
I knew what you meant, but I was like, what? Where do you get that from? I'm sitting here like setting up our equipment. Like what?
I don't know. I felt like we were solving crimes while we were setting up. It happens.
And then you said something about something about a sexy one.
I said I would be the sexy one.
And I said, so you're Velma? And you were like, which one's that? The redhead? So now I know which one you like.
That's Daphne.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
so
look like you'd like Daphne.
no, so Velma, they do a lot of cosplay of Velma for some reason, right? Is
Yeah.
it V-E?
Yeah, Velma, she's the sexy one.
And
That's why they cosplay her, man.
yeah, and I don't remember her looking like that.
Well, it's because she's a cartoon.
And I was a kid.
Yeah.
I remember it all now.
Maybe your tastes have changed over the years. Maybe you could rewatch it.
I like human girls now.
Yeah.
And not two-dimensional images.
Well, that, and I don't know. Maybe you've come to terms with which one's actually sexy. It's the smart girl.
Well, that's true. And she probably had made sensible investments all her life and had a bit of a nest egg.
All right, are we ready to get started with these listener tales? So these have been sent to us via email. Some of you DM'd us on Twitter, sent us a message via Instagram. And of course, you can always send us your listener tale, mountainmurderspodcast@gmail.com. We love to get these stories. They're great. So I've compiled from the last time. I think our last listener show was in April. So I think it's been a little while, Dylan. We have a couple stories that I've been saving over the last couple of months.
Hey, you some bitches get out of my wife's DM. I'm talking about a listener tale. That's some bullshit.
Okay.
Trying to make a direct message to my wife.
I'm like, since when does that bother you?
I was like, you're a big girl. You can handle yourself.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, since when do you care?
She's like, I'm glad you don't like run the dick pics and random dick pics and shit by me for like, hey, is it, this is messed up, right? Because I don't want to see random guys' dicks.
No one sends me their dick.
Yeah, you say it happens to all women.
But not anymore.
They stop. Oh, they just stop. You went on like the do not call list. You're on the no dick pic list.
I was on the do not dick list.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it was, a little bit after we got married.
Oh.
The weirdos stopped.
Oh, so these were.
So now the only ones I get are solicited.
I was gonna say so. Just let's move. Yeah. Thanks for ruining my bit. Jesus.
Yeah, I've taken on your role with derailing shit. Let's get started because people are probably like, what the fuck are they doing? Okay. First email. Heather and Dylan love the podcast. It's one of my favorites in rotation. Thank you.
Ooh.
I grew up in West Virginia. I like hearing all the stories about places I know well. This story is from when I was 13 years old. I was driving through Watauga State Park.
Hold up. You was riding.
I was driving through. Yeah, you was riding. But since I was driving
Just
through
kidding.
Watauga State Park with my papa and I hope I'm saying mama.
Okay.
Mama. On our way back to the campground after we'd gone into Marlton for dinner. It was near 10:30 when we turned onto Siebert Road near the park entrance. It's an isolated location even with the park and its visitors. So I remember that it was a foggy night. As we were about to head into the park, or turn into the park, there was a headless ghost standing by the road.
Oh, well, can I say that fog is some of the creepiest weather conditions that exist?
No, it's true.
Would you agree?
Yeah.
Fog in the dusk or night?
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
night fog or like super early morning before, daybreak fog.
Oh, man, that's that fog that burns off, but it's really weird.
And it can be like super thick.
Ugh.
In certain
God
areas, like I'm always
damn.
afraid that there's going to be like weird skeletons jumping out of it at me or something.
Damn, I ran into some thick fog.
Yeah, it's like my thighs, Dylan. It's thick fog. Okay, so they see a headless ghost standing by the road.
Nah, fuck that.
My papa's headlights illuminated a man who appeared to be dressed in some old-timey outfit. He had no head. As we passed by him, my mama's eyes widened and she whispered to my papa, Charles, do you see that? My papa was so scared he didn't say a word, just laid down on the gas pedal. None of us slept very well that night, as you can imagine. Well, that's my headless ghost story. Enjoy, Jennifer.
Well, and that's interesting. It wasn't just Jennifer's perspective or something she glimpsed. It seems that everybody in the car saw something strange.
A headless ghost man?
Oh my God.
Wearing old-timey garb? I wish I kind of knew, like, what period of time. Now I need to know details.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
That could mean a lot. Help figure out who the hell this dude is.
I was thinking about this. Let's just say this guy's from like Revolutionary era America, right?
What is I was instantly thinking for some reason in my head like 1830s.
Well, that's a cool year. I guess I was thinking about like, okay, so let's say it's like 1700s guy and he's like dapper and like decked out in his little like, short pedal pusher pants and his like socks and his little buckle shoes. And he has like the most amazing powder wig, but he can't wear it because he's headless.
Man, all the clothes and stuff people used to wear and the powdered wigs and the deodorant powders because people weren't showering.
I can't wait till powdered wigs come back into fashion.
Man,
I've been waiting on this for like 20 years.
There was such musty nuts back then. And then the female equivalent, which I'm not even sure what we're going to refer that to, swamp crotch. Does that work?
That's gross. Can we not? Ew.
Well, I'm saying, but
oh, you're gross.
like rich people bathe like once a week was a big deal. And then everybody else is like a monthly thing. if you got like 2 bits to go down to the bathhouse.
Leave my moldy peaches out of this, Dylan.
Moldy peaches?
Okay, so I, for a bit, was into the Hulu TV show Brothels, or not brothel, what was it called?
Well, I was like, damn.
Was it called Brothel? Oh, see, now I've already fucked up. Talk about something for a second.
Oh, you want
and
me
I'll
to
come
talk
back
amongst
this.
myself?
Yeah.
Oh, well, earlier today I was thinking about, I was like, so, I can't do this without you.
You can't?
No.
Harlots. People who are listening are going to be like, what the fuck? And yes, I may or may not be a little bit high right now. It's called Harlots, and it's about a brothel in 18th century London.
Ooh.
And it's got like Liv Tyler in it. She sort of has like a little cameo character. But Samantha Morton, famous British actress, you may know her. Anyway, I really was like into the show, but I would be so grossed out because, of course, they're all decked out with the powdered wigs and all that. But you just know these people are stinky.
Well, actually, the ladies that work there were probably cleaner than anyone.
And I was just grossed out.
But their clients were
Yeah.
probably gross.
Well, yeah, they all look like dirty pirates or something. And I'm just like, what? Ew.
Everybody's so hairy.
Yeah.
And everything's sticky.
And salty, because if they're a pirate, they've been out at sea.
Oh, there, me salty nuts.
Yes.
Gosh.
Got to air those puppies out.
Oh, my God. It reminds me of the pirate joke with the wooden wheel on his belt buckle. Yeah, and they're like, hey, what's that for? And he's like, it's driving me nuts.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks. Nice segue.
Yeah.
All right, so we have a headless apparition in the fog.
We've got salty nuts. We've had a headless apparition in the fog. Let's move on, Dylan. This is another loose episode, right?
Yeah, hey, it happens, man. Life comes at you fast.
Okay. Here is our next listener story, Dylan. Are you ready?
Yes.
Buckle up. I took a class offered by a community college near me for unemployed young people. They taught us digital marketing and basic web design type of stuff. They told us they'd help us get jobs at the end of the program. It was around 2008 when the economy tanked. Anyway, a few weeks after the class finished, I saw one of the guys from class on the news. He had been arrested for killing his ex-girlfriend.
Oh, my God.
I couldn't believe it. I sat beside this guy a few times. He was quiet and seemed intelligent. It never crossed my mind that he could be a murderer. I guess you never really know people. Turns out the guy had been a crazy stalker as well.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
So you're just right there with a killer.
Hanging out in a class.
Yeah, and you
Just learning some digital marketing and...
You think it's he's quiet and just like writing a journal or something. It's like a murder plan he has. You pull it back. It's like a cartoony.
Yeah, he's like Patrick Bateman in American Psycho,
Yeah.
like doodling like women being dismembered and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What the hell?
that's strange.
So I always wonder. We talk about it how we've come in close contact with either killers or the possibility of coming in close contact with killers or like really psychopaths, full blown serial killers, and just how scary that is because it's possible.
Well, it is, and it makes me think not that long ago, just in the last week, there has been someone murdered in our hometown.
Yeah.
And it was a person that we knew.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not going to say I knew this person well, but knew of this person, right? You knew this person. And then come to find out, there are 2 killers that have been arrested, apprehended. They're, in jail right now. They're actually related to like some other people that I know because we live in such a small town.
I didn't know
it's
that.
Just such a strange, I know someone and they're like, yeah, those 2 guys are my cousins.
Oh, nice.
Nuts, huh?
That is nuts.
So you just never know what people are thinking, what they're going to do. Because it just goes to show life is very fragile and we're all just sort of hanging there by a thread.
Oh, damn. We're just like some over-ripened fruit.
Until the gods just decide to take like the oversized nail clipper and just clip that thread and then just
Yeah, I feel like I'd be the fruit on the ground nobody would want to enjoy.
squished.
I'd be the bruised fruit. I'd be the ugly fruit on the ground that no one eats except maybe a bird.
I was at a produce stand and they have a table that's like the ugly fruit and vegetable table.
Yeah, well, oh gosh, an insane amount of our food is rejected
Because
because
it's not aesthetically pleasing.
it's not aesthetically pleasing. What's wrong with us people?
Wow.
Clean up your act.
Moving on to our third listener tale. I think we're on our third story, aren't we, Dylan?
Yes, we had Jennifer, who was the second one. The killer, close proximity to a killer.
Yeah.
What was her name?
Well, I didn't put a name down. I don't think they. Sometimes they'll specify a name, and then sometimes they tell me not to use a name.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, we're on number 3.
yeah, so that person, I guess, told me not to use a name.
Oh my God. Well, I'm going to call them anonymous. They can't stop me.
Well, our third story, it looks like it does have a name attached. Let's see. It lived most of my life in a haunted house. It was built in 1903. One of the children died of diphtheria in the home, and his ghost haunted the house for years.
Is it diphtheria like a fever or some shit? Isn't it? I think so.
I'm not sure.
Oh, wow. She loves it when I ask her questions. The answers
Why
she does.
don't you check that out for us? When I was growing up, we'd see him roaming the hallway, slamming doors, opening cabinets, flickering lights on and off. I would hear footsteps a lot outside of my bedroom. I can't say I ever felt unsafe, but it was, freaky nonetheless. You are looking it up. My girlfriend came over to do homework when I was in high school. After she finished, she took a nap while she waited on her parents to pick her up. When her mom finally arrived at my house, I tried waking up my girlfriend. She opened her eyes and looked up at the corner where the wall met the ceiling just above my bed. She pointed there and mumbled something. She fell back asleep. I tried to wake her again, even kind of shaking her a little. When she did finally wake up fully, she kept pointing to that spot on the ceiling, and she said something about seeing a little boy with no eyes. He was in some strange Spider-Man pose looking down at her.
Oh my God.
I have no idea if she was dreaming or if she really saw something, but I can tell you that after that, I never felt comfortable sleeping in my bedroom again, and it's signed Ben.
Damn it, Ben. Why don't blame him? Creepy ghost kid on the ceiling.
Well, I mean, it's one thing to feel like you've got a little poltergeist or something in your house that's up to mischief, lights flickering, little bangs and noises, right? But it's another for somebody to see like some weird dead child with no eyes climbing on the ceiling.
Yes,
and they just say he didn't have any eyes. Yeah, a little boy with no eyes. Yeah, it's not okay.
You're right. That's quite a difference between those two things. The possibility of those two things. And I just don't know. I don't know. As a little kid, do you just move out and tell your parents, nope, I'm done. I'm out. I'm out, B. Oh my God.
That's freaky.
God,
and there's something about like ghost children that are even more terrifying, I think, than like adult ghosts.
I agree with that. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Something about, I don't know, is it because, they're supposed to be innocent or can't hurt you, but now they can? I don't know. Something about it is super creepy. Like Children of the Corn fucked me up, dude, when I was a kid.
Or Village of the Damned. Did you ever see that series? I think there were several of those.
Yeah, I mean, just the idea that, people be like, oh, it's just some kids. But, a group of kids could fuck you up. 8 or, so if they're motivated.
A group of kids is scary.
Now, they better catch me off guard because I kick the shit out of a kid if they're trying to kill me.
And then they'll be swinging their book bags at you and, like, knocking you down with a damn algebra textbook or something.
I can punch down, too, you little son of a bitch. You better watch out.
Pulls out his pocket protector, and it's, like, carved into, like, some sort of shank or something.
Could you imagine it's like a group of, some street kids or some shit, and, like, you do have to go to their ass because they're going to harm you, and you're just, like, fucking them up, dude. You're just
What
like...
is that movie, Hostel?
Yeah.
Right? Where there's, like, those little street urchin kids running around terrorizing people?
Yeah. Yeah, they actually help them out at some point. But, you're just like open hands smacking and fucking knocking these little kids, their little first set of teeth out and shit.
And then someone just so happens to catch it on video, but only the part where you're just like beating the shit out of the kids. They don't get the whole like video,
Oh my
so
God.
they don't get the part where the kids were fucking you up first.
Yeah, and the kids had knives and shanks and shit, but they just get the part where you're just fucking kids up, dude. That's so what happens today. And it'd be all over the internet, and you'd be the bad guy. And like these are a murderous pack of kids.
Right.
That's funny.
That's a scary horror movie, like a murderous pack of kids roaming the countryside.
Oh my God.
That's how I feel every time I walk by the middle school. Like if they're releasing school and if I'm out exercising or something and I walk by like a group of like 6th graders.
Yeah.
They're like intimidating.
Man, fuck those kids.
I feel like these 12-year-old kids are going to like fuck me up.
Yeah.
Like the little girls are whispering and laughing at me and pointing, and it just makes me feel insecure.
Oh, you think it's like a group of mean girls that's going to randomly kill some? They're jealous of you or some shit.
No, it's not like a group of mean girls who are going to kill me. It's like a group of mean girls that probably would have terrorized me when I was in middle school. And even though I'm an adult, it's like they can smell my fear. So they're like,
Oh man, damn them girls.
oh gosh. Okay. Are we ready for our next listener tale?
Yeah, lay it on me.
Okay, let's see here. Hey, y'all. Well, hey. Mountain Murders is my favorite podcast.
Haha, another smart individual.
Scoring points over here. I've heard your listener stories for a while, decided to finally sit down and write you an email. This didn't happen to me, but rather to my father-in-law. He was stationed at Fort Leavenworth many years ago. He has told us numerous stories about how haunted the buildings and grounds are. General Custer is said to roam around the general's residence on the property. There is a ghost woman who has long hair and attacks with her fingernails, causing scratches on random individuals. He would often say he saw Civil War soldiers wandering around in the nearby wooded areas. He also saw a woman wearing a shawl carrying a lantern one night walking around in the cemetery among the gravestones. When he tried to confront her, she evaporated. I like hearing his old stories about the military ghosts. Seems like anything attached to the military or war would be haunted for sure. Thanks for all you do in keeping me entertained. And it's signed Josie.
Yeah, thank you, Josie, for that. That would be. I could only imagine listening to my grandfather tell me stories like that. That'd
Oh, I
be
think
so,
it was like her father-in-law.
or her father-in-law. Sorry, but yeah, that'd be so cool to hear some stories like that. Yeah, I think definitely in places of. We've talked about this in our Solemn series at length. Places of large group suffering to a degree we can't even imagine definitely has the energy, absorbs the energy, the land.
Well, having spent time in the military, and of course I was in the Navy, but you speak to other folks, other branches, and just people, your shipmates that have been on other assignments and whatever. And there are a lot of like ghost stories in the military. A lot of ships are haunted, a lot of bases. I'm going to say almost every base has at least one like creepy ghost story about something that happened on base.
Yeah, and sometimes I wonder, because that is always the case, no matter, what group or, or where you're at. I wonder if it's just a human nature for these types of stories to kind of be developed and handed down in like an oral history fashion, or if there's something really to it. Because I tell you, I work in 100-plus-year-old mill, and I certainly think I feel or might glimpse something. Of course, that could just be, the light dancing out of my, but like the basement. I've shown you pictures of this basement, and it's very fucking creepy, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know, a lot of people died back in the day. It wasn't a very safe place to work, so it just makes you wonder. Oh, my God.
Well, I oftentimes think that if we feel like maybe we're not alone or we feel eyes on us but no one's around, that has to come from somewhere. There's like an instinct. And maybe it's like evolved out of us to an extent, but I think we still have that we would be aware of anything dangerous. It's just our nature.
Oh, my God.
Or something that's out of the, you know what I mean?
That could be
out of the ordinary.
Ourselves peering at us from a parallel universe.
It could be.
Through the void.
It could be. It could be like 14-year-old Heather going, "What the fuck are you doing, you old bitch?"
Yeah, but this is it. This is what I got to look forward to. This is all I accomplished.
Yep.
What the fuck? I thought I was going to be a fireman or an astronaut or some shit.
You're funny. All right, babe, you done? You ready? What are we doing?
I didn't even say. I professionally stopped and leaned away from the mic so I didn't just breathe in it. So I'm doing my job over here, bud.
Okay, next email. Hi,
Damn,
Heather
you just left. Where did you go?
Hi, Heather and Dylan.
Where did you go just now? Because you left the room.
It was the other universe.
Holy shit.
Hi, Heather and Dylan. I grew up hearing about a certain type of monster called a boo hag.
Oh, man, that's an awesome monster name.
Are you familiar with this? No, I'm not.
I've never heard of this.
My family is from South Carolina's Low Country. Okay, so beach area, right? I love the mountains, though. I even went to college outside of Asheville for 2 years. All right. A boo hag is similar to a vampire. It is a skinless creature with a red appearance. A boo hag can steal another person's skin and wear it. A boohag doesn't drink blood like a vampire, though. A boohag instead steals a person's breath while they're sleeping. Like a lot of people describe with sleep paralysis, a boohag will hover over a person and take their breath, often weakening the person into a deep sleep. After sucking out a person's energy, the boohag flies off into the night. When I was a little girl, I remember my great-grandma and her sisters having their porches painted hoodoo blue. Now, I have heard of that.
Hoodoo blue?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that people would paint the outside of their house, typically porches and stuff, with this blue paint. And it was supposed to keep, like, spirits and stuff away.
Yeah, and hoodoo's like an old folk magic, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Let's see. Okay, so they painted their porches hoodoo blue. They would tell us kids that a boohag could slip into a crack the size of a keyhole. You can also place a broom across the front of your door to keep safe. A boohag has to stop and count every straw on the broom. So I guess that prevents them from, like, coming in. Sometime I would love for Mountain Murders to do a whole episode on the boohag, as it is something I have grown up with, and it's signed Shay.
Damn, Shay.
So
That's pretty
that's
interesting.
interesting. I had no idea what a boohag was.
No, we may have to delve into that further.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn.
So thanks for that suggestion. We may have to.
Man, I
she
like
pretty
these-
much covered the whole thing, but maybe we can look up some boohag legends.
Man, I like these stories. We got ghosts, unknown entities, killers,
Now we've learned about a new
a new legend.
cryptid.
Or-
I don't know.
Yeah.
What is a is that a cryptid or just like a creature or
I don't
what,
know.
a monster?
Puts me in the mind of a Wendigo or a skinwalker.
Yeah.
Yeah, a doppelganger.
Well, when she said the thing would climb on you and steal your breath, well, I've always heard cats would do that to babies. Like that's an old wives' tale. I don't know if anybody else has heard that before.
Oh, I think everybody's heard that. A lot of people have heard that one.
But I had a roommate and our house was super haunted, and he would complain about something climbing up on the bed and like doing weird shit to him and to his kid.
Ugh.
Like he said he told me a story about how his son he woke up and he saw this creature thing on his son and he was like freaking out and it like jumped down and ran off. And then the next morning or whatever, when he got his little boy up for school, his son was saying that he was super exhausted and tired, like he hadn't slept all night. And then when the kid got home from school, like went right to sleep.
I think I would have to leave.
Because my friend was like, so whatever this thing was like sucking out his energy or something.
Yeah, I don't know if I could continue to be in that place. I know you can't just up and leave, but geez.
So then I'm like, well, that sounds almost like this boohag. Maybe I need to tell my friend Michael you've got a boohag in your house.
So I'm sure that the cat is going to get in there smelling the milk, right?
Okay.
Especially back in the day when babies might have had pure milk, right? And so
Why would they had pure milk back in the day? What are you saying? They didn't have no teats back then?
Oh, well, I guess the baby is on the mama's tit back then. Look, man, I'm just trying to say look, titty milk. You know, why can't cats drink titty milk?
I don't know.
Okay, because, it's good. It's sweet. I like it. So anyway, the cat gets in there. The milk's on the little baby's face. Well, the baby dies of SIDS. But back in the day, people don't even know what the hell SIDS is. But then they find the cat in there. Sometimes cats just like to lay with the babies anyway. And they blame the cat for stealing the kid's breath, and that's why the kid died. So was born the legend of the cat sucking the air out of babies and killing them.
Cats and boohags.
Yeah, and then and that's what led to the Stephen King story, Cat's Eye.
Are you ready for our next story?
Yeah, hey, this is like a historical timeline I'm trying to construct.
I am with you. I haven't checked out yet.
I haven't returned to modern day. Okay, I'm back.
Hello, Mountain Murders. I am a truck driver who listens to podcasts nonstop when I'm on the road. You know what? We just mentioned last week that we have a lot of truckers who listen.
Yeah, I know. This is proof is in the pudding.
So I love that. I found your show about a year ago. I wait every week for a new episode. As you can imagine, being on the road, I see and meet some weird people. A few months ago, I was driving through the Cumberland Mountains on my way home when I saw an oval-shaped aircraft flying above the highway. It was definitely not a helicopter and too round to be an airplane. I have no idea what it was, but I can say it's not the first time that I've seen a UFO. Once I saw an elongated triangle-shaped object that looked black in color. It was moving really fast across the sky. Then it seemed to release 8 fireballs that followed the same path behind the object.
Dude, that's a pretty classic
This is signed Michael from Tennessee.
Damn, Michael, that's a pretty classic UFO description on that black triangle. I've seen that before, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, dude, our listeners. So we got ghosts, killers, possible cryptids, urban legends, and now we got fucking UFOs, dude.
You'll never know. Like, you just never know what we're going to have.
Man,
People send us in all sorts of stuff.
This is a mixed bag.
I love those.
Now, if we could just have a story about cigarettes and cheap beer,
I got you covered. No, I'm just kidding. Are you ready for this next one? It looks like it's a long one. You ready?
Yeah.
I pretty much believe in ghosts now. In high school, my friend was having a sleepover. His mom was pretty cool, so we were all hanging around in the kitchen eating snacks, talking when the conversation shifted to ghost stories and murders in our hometown. Always my favorite subjects as well. Murders and ghost stories.
And hometowns. She's very big on the historical hometown stories.
You're goofy. My friend's mom told us a story about an old farm road where a man allegedly killed his family years before. The farmhouse had long since been torn down, but his mom said when she was in high school, kids would drive up and down that road, often reporting seeing the ghost of the old man covered in blood after murdering his family. Well, this story was too good. My friend asked his mom if we could go out that night, drive over to the farm road, and see what we could see. His mom was like, yeah, whatever, I don't care as long as you don't vandalize anything or get into trouble. No trespassing on other people's property, rules like that. That kind of thing. Turns out my friend had a Ouija board that he'd taken from his sister. He asked us if we wanted to take the board out to the farm road. I was like, no thanks, but the jerk grabbed it anyway. The four of us drove out to this dirt road. There were hardly any lights, and it was as dark could be. We pull over on the side of the road near where his mom had described the farmhouse. We waited. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary other than it was just that it was a dark-ass night in the middle of the country. I could hear frogs croaking in the distance and lightning bugs were glowing. Let's see. That's when my buddy decides to take out the Ouija board, placing it on the hood of the car.
Ah, dude, might be going a step too far.
So this is when shit gets real, Dylan.
That's when the gate opened and this damned old demon came out, and I'm telling you what, it was scary. It looked hungry. You ever seen somebody just looks really hungry?
This has been News 4, talking with local men. What was your name, sir? Jim?
I'm telling you what, that damn demon was hangry, and he was like, I'm going to eat your soul unless you get me a 4-course meal right now. Okay, I'm stopping.
Okay, so Ouija board placed on the hood of the car. I refused to play, so my 3 friends, after ragging on me, put their fingers on the little whiteboard. It was so dark my friends couldn't see anything, and one of them had to use a flashlight. All of a sudden, when my friend asked if there were any spirits near, we heard a loud cracking sound, like a tree falling, and then the flashlight went out. The 4 of us started screaming. We ran around to the car, opening the doors, jumping in. I locked the door next to me and began telling my friend, drive, drive. He was so scared, he tried cranking the car, but stalled out. When we finally did get the car to take off, we drove away fast, blowing the Ouija board off the car's hood and leaving it there on the dirt road for some other kids to find. I am sure there was a logical explanation, like the battery went out on the flashlight, but it scared the living hell out of me. I have never tried using a Ouija board again, even though I didn't really try it that night either, but I have to say now I believe in ghosts.
Man, if you all pile hurriedly into a car and you're screaming at the driver to drive, you're fucking wigged out. You know what I mean? I think most of us have had some kind of strange moment in our life where we can kind of remember a funny story like that. But I have a couple I'll tell later at some other point. But I could just see the scene in my head.
Well, and I'm just imagining, and then the driver stalls out, and it's like, well, yeah, if you're like,
because they're pumping the fucking
if you're
gas.
trying really hard and you've got everybody screaming at you, it's like you're all befuddled, and like you probably wouldn't be able to put it in gear and
flood
do the things
car.
you're supposed to do.
Yeah. Holy shit.
All right, and this is our last story. Are you ready?
Is there a name with that
There's
one?
not.
Damn
No.
it. Anonymous, you can't turn in but one.
Well, I think that one actually came to us via Instagram.
Okay.
So I think when I copied and pasted it, I didn't, they have a username.
Well, if you listen to this, you know who you are.
Yeah. Are you ready for our last story, Dylan?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, this starts out with the stories you've told about people getting spooked in the woods made me want to write in. I've had a number of strange shit happened. Once I walked up on a meth lab while scouting for a hunting spot. I noped the hell out of there immediately.
Nope.
I noped the hell out of there. I like that. I had never encountered such a thing, but the smell should have been a giveaway. It wasn't until I was standing there looking at a bunch of garbage under a camo tarp that I even realized what I was looking at. Not long after, I was camping alone after turkey hunting. I found a fairly well-used campsite that was open for the night. I was about to go to sleep when I heard a truck pull up. A guy and his girl got out. They were drinking beers out for a ride. I chatted with them for a bit. Just before they left, the guy was like, "Hey, watch yourself out here. A lot of meth heads in the woods." Having recently stumbled upon a meth lab in the woods, I was unable to sleep that night.
just random meth heads in the woods. What the fuck?
Then it was winter 2017. I hiked about 2 miles into the woods and see a black backpack in the middle of the trail. I hadn't seen any other cars or people around because it was a cold out. Oh, it was cold out and not the time of year most people would be hiking. I decided to leave the pack. If I looped around and it was still there, I would pick it up. When I came back to the parking lot, I passed the trail where the pack was sitting. I decided to carry it back to my car, as sometimes people will write their contact info inside the flap. I opened the bag to find nothing really out of place or out of ordinary. It looked like a fleece jacket, some thermal pants, socks, a water bottle, and a book. But when I opened the book, which was some kind of wildflower book, there was a photograph of a youngish-looking woman with the eyes scratched out.
Oh, yeah, that's not creepy at all.
I still think about that picture and how eerie it was with the eyes scratched out. Anyway, thought you might get a kick out of my wood stories, Stephen R.
Oh, damn, it's funny. After you've already seen evidence of possible, meth and all this, and you're kind of weirded out, and then someone to say that right as you're about trying to lay down to go to sleep.
There's a lot of... I know, and I love how he says it as if it's like some
Like a
creature,
creature.
like some,
Yeah.
vampire or zombie. There's meth heads out here. Like, what are they going to do? Ask you for a couple bucks?
And it's mating season for them beavers. You be careful because they get ornery.
Oh, my gosh. Okay.
Do the beavers, are they in a rut?
Oh, my God. Okay.
Are they bugling?
That reminds me, that's how my brain
Or
works.
is that just elk?
One of the greatest bad movies of modern times is Zombievers.
Zombievers.
Holy shit. Yeah, yes, of course, it's a barrel of radioactive waste, falls off a truck, rolls off down in the water. Next thing you know, you got zombievers and, antics ensue.
What? Okay, I have some questions. So, I would like to know more about this photograph with the eyes scratched out.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I wonder if it was like intentional, like you could tell someone had really like scratched them, or if it was just like an old picture that maybe had gotten scratched because somebody had it in a book. I
Well,
mean,
it sounds to me, the impression that it left was something where you could see someone angrily scratch the eyes or, face off of this picture, which would be fucking weird. It'd be creepy.
yeah.
Don't you? I mean, something about the eyes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm just thinking about this Ouija board out on the dirt road. I don't know about that. Would you do that, Dylan?
Yeah, maybe.
You would play with a Ouija board in an area or place that was supposedly haunted. Would you do that?
Well, I've always I've never had a wild experience with a Ouija board, so I'd probably try it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just really like to lie to people and see if they believe it.
Yeah. And I figure that's always the case. Someone's moving it, even though I know I'm not, or whatever. They say you subconsciously put pressure on it, even when you're telling yourself you're not going to do this and that. There's a lot of psychology at work with the whole way the Ouija's set up. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'd probably try that. But then if anything happens, it could be a coincidence, but of course you're going to be freaked out and have kind of a reaction like they had.
We got a couple of those Ouija board stories. I love them. I love to hear about them because it does seem like a lot of people have strange experiences when playing with those boards.
Well, and the skeptic in me could say you're thinking that this board has these powers or whatever, and then anything that happens you can rationalize it to, it could, your mind's playing tricks on you. Could be. you could be fucking around with something you don't understand.
Oh, damn.
But the Ouija, it was actually just invented as a game. Just, a guy thought it up. And it hit during a time when mysticism and spiritualism was on the rise. And people were, and the occult actually was kind of, the concept of the occult was coming mainstream.
Like Crowley.
Yeah. So I think it's, I don't personally.
Madame BTK or whatever from Russia. What was her name? Baklava.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah. The one who would tour around the world and all that stuff. Yeah. And it turns out she was just a charlatan.
Blavatsky.
I think it's Blavatsky.
Maybe.
Close enough.
Yeah, I'm just going to call
I'm
her
sorry, Russia.
Madame Baklava. I don't know.
No.
Madame Blavatsky.
Is it LaBouche? Oh, we're fucking it up now.
What, LaBouche? Like, she was also singing, "Be my lover, won't you be my lover? Oh, yeah."
Oh, mama, baby,
I don't think our listeners know that one of my favorite activities in the entire world is meowing songs.
They know.
Do they?
If they've been listening for a while, they do.
Do I meow for our listeners? I don't think I do that.
Are you going to meow a song
No,
right now?
I'm not, but I'm just saying that's one of my favorite things to do.
Do CNC Music Factory.
No.
Going to make them sweat.
No.
What is that song? I always get crossed up with Good Vibration, but that's Marky
Make you
Mark.
sweat till you bleed. Good. Did you say Good Vibrations?
That's Marky Mark, but I always get crossed up in my head. You know the one.
I know, but what are you talking about? What song was it again?
CNC Music Factory.
Things that make you go,
Things that make you go,
Is that the one?
Things that make you go,
Or gonna make you sweat till you bleed. Everybody dance now.
Dun,
Dun, dun, dun, dun. Which I feel like was every like junior high school's
Yes.
like cheerleading halftime show.
Yes.
Like a basketball game.
Oh, dude, it's a good
for
song.
like a good probably 4 or 5 years.
It's a good hop song. I don't care who you are.
When they weren't mixing it up with Wipeout.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Jeez. Should we turn in now, or you think people should like this kind of shit?
I think people are like turned down for what?
Turned down. That was a great video, I must say.
I don't know that video.
You've never seen that video?
No.
You're fucking kidding me.
Nope.
We're going to watch it right
I
now.
don't watch videos.
We're going to watch it as soon as we get done.
You'll notice I'm very boring.
Jesus.
I don't watch videos. I don't do shit.
I just want to make true crime content.
If it's a video and it's not the safety dance, it doesn't have people doing the pogo dance, the safety dance, because that's an amazing video. The other best music video ever besides the safety dance is Bonnie Tyler, Total Eclipse of the Heart. That fucking music video is so goddamn weird.
Well, that's why I turned down for what is this
like a
generation's video like that.
Boys' school, and there's like doves flying, and it's super weird.
None of it makes sense.
No,
Okay.
it's amazing.
Okay.
Because it's so bizarre. Just like the safety dance. Because
I
there's
don't-
like a Pied Piper dancing through a village, and there's like little people running around dancing. I mean, it's
Is this in the safety dance video?
Yes.
I'm not familiar with
It's
that.
the other weird video you need to see. Okay, well, I'll watch Turn Down for What if you watch the safety dance.
Bet.
All right, are we done, Dylan?
Yeah, we're done, and I know we've a couple of our offbeats, especially been loose fits. If you want to say that, other people say that. Maybe I shouldn't call it that. Mountain Murders, a relaxed offbeat offerings.
Unbutton the top of your pants because we just ate a turkey dinner. What?
Yeah. I don't know what.
Anyway,
I'm thinking.
yeah, well, that's what Offbeat is supposed to be, Dylan. It's supposed to be a little looser and more relaxed and funny and gives us a chance to be like, la, la, la.
Yeah, and we do. It kind of lets us really
Put
just
down your hair.
be ourselves. Gives Heather a chance to not be so serious because she's not telling this incredibly in-depth story about murder victims all the time. And so that's why we do it. And we hope that it's not horrible.
Well, I would do anything for our podcast listeners,
Anything?
but I won't do that.
Oh, but you won't do that?
I won't do
All
that.
right, Meatloaf.
I won't do that.
I'm putting you to bed.
Okay. Oh, Paradise by the Dashboard Light.
We're done with this content. You know what time it is now, right?
Time to sleep on it. Come on, baby. Why don't you sleep on what?
Remember what we was going to do before we decided to make content?
No.
Oh, we was going to fuck.
You're stupid. He's so stupid. We were. And then I was like cock blocking him by being
Yeah.
like, we have to record a podcast.
I told her this is our last episode. I'm going to make the announcement tonight. This will never happen again. Well, I'm going to go rinse my nuts off in the sink.
You're so weird. What?
All right, peace
They don't
out.
want to think about fat people fucking, but we do, and it's fun. We'll
Oh,
see you later.
hey, you
Have
just-
a great week.
Just
Dylan needs to be silenced.
just throw some flour on us. We'll make some bed biscuits.